Here we go again, second grade. It is time for us to learn a little bit more about the Mid-Atlantic colonies. We're going to read about the life in the Mid-Atlantic colonies. I've got my pencil all ready. I'm going to underline some things that I think are important, but let's go down and use a test strategy. Let's look at the question first. Why were the colonists able to grow many different crops there? In those Mid-Atlantic colonies, why were they able to grow many different kinds? Let's find out. The Mid-Atlantic colonies were made up of people from many different countries and cultures. This also meant that there were several different religions practiced there. The Mid-Atlantic region was made up of 4 colonies: New York, New Jersey, Delaware, and Pennsylvania. Crops. The rolling hills and mild climate were ideal for farming. The fertile soil was rich with nutrients, so many crops grew well there. I'm going to put a star. I'm going to put a star right there. We have rolling hills, fertile soil. Sounds familiar. Wheat, corn, barley, pumpkins, and potatoes were a few of the popular ones. Many farmers grew a surplus or an extra supply of wheat that they were then able to sell. Wheat, barley, and rye were used to make bread. Farmers shipped their extra goods down the rivers to sell and trade with other colonies. Houses. Most of their homes were houses made of wood and mud. They were very dark inside because they didn't have any windows. Wealthier families lived in larger brick homes or log houses. I wouldn't like to live where there was no windows. Responsibilities. Life in the Mid-Atlantic colonies was hard. Most people were farmers working long hours in the fields. Men, women, and children planted the fields and harvested the crops. Girls also helped out with the household chores like cooking and sewing. Farmers started using plows to dig up their fields during colonial times. The wooden plow was attached to a team of oxen, which made the work easier. Do you guys know what oxen are? It's a group of ox, plural for ox. Schooling. Like in New England, children attended a one-room schoolhouse where they were taught religion, reading, writing, and manners. Many children went on to become apprentices to learn valuable skills and trades such as shoemaking, printing, quilting, blacksmithing. Young apprentices lived with a master craftsman who trained them for several years. When they were ready, they left to set up their own shops. Wow, so you had to be an apprentice and work with somebody else for a long time. But here's our question. Why were the colonists able to grow many different crops there? Go back to the reading and see if you see anything important. And go ahead and write that down. Make sure that you're using complete sentences. Make sure you use part of the question. Use a stem. And I forgot to underline here, wood and mud. Would you like to have a house made out of wood and mud? I don't think so. But they used to do that before they learned how to make better houses. They would work long hours. They would plant fields, harvest the crops. I'm just going back and double checking looky here. A wooden plow. That is life in the Mid-Atlantic colonies.